What's going on, Marvel fans? Ryan O'Toole back here again, giving you guys another in-depth spoiler review for the Falcon and the Winter Soldier Episode 5. If you guys are new here, feel free to click that subscribe button and that bell notification icon for more reviews, reactions, rankings, and more movie content. Oh my goodness, was this episode epic to say the least. This is probably my favorite episode of the show so far. It was action-packed, it was emotional, incredibly well acted, and full of surprises left, right, and center. As you guys know, with these in-depth spoiler reviews for The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, we're going to break down scene for scene all the spoilers. So if you have not seen the newest episode of The Falcon and Winter Soldier, go watch it on Disney+, and then come back here. We'll talk about the spoilers in the comments below. This episode is titled Truth, and it's an hour long, and it gives you everything you want with its storyline. We want to see what would happen to John Walker after he killed that flag smasher in public, and just when he took the serum, he changed into a completely intense person after Battlestar died right in front of him. And this episode opens up with John Walker after that incident. He's running into this warehouse, he's having flashbacks of Battlestar, regretting what he did. This was a very highly anticipated scene. We all want to see Sam and Bucky go to confront John Walker and take him on in a fight, and it opens up the episode like that. You get 10 minutes of this insane, intense battle sequence, and it is not squeaky clean. There is some blood involved, just like the previous episode, and I loved it, man. This battle sequence was what I wanted it to be, extremely intense. Sam is like, you don't have to do this, John, you're gonna have to give me the shield, and then John is like, you don't want to do this, and then Bucky's like, yeah, we do. And then this battle sequence goes down, they're fighting John Walker. John is putting some good hits on them, so it's not that easy of a fight, because it's 2-on-1, and they're able to work together to take out John. They're able to take the shield from him and break his arm after that. But John, with his super soldier powers, breaks Sam's wings, his Falcon wings, and this battle sequence is like 10 minutes long, and it gave us everything I wanted. It was so brutal. And then we go to this next sequence where Torres returns and deals with the aftermath after what happened, and then Sam decides to take the shield for himself to Baltimore to try to find Isaiah. And I just loved this whole entire opening 15 minutes because it was everything I wanted. I wanted John Walker to lose really bad and face the consequences of what he did, and you do get that. But it really dives into some very emotional acting from Wyatt Russell. John Walker faces the government after everything he's done, and the government strips him his Captain America title, and John Walker loses it on the government, saying, you made me into a weapon. Without me, you wouldn't be able to have the Captain America name back. And Wyatt Russell eats every single minute of this sequence, and it's brilliant acting from him. John and his girlfriend do get a visit in the hallway from this mysterious character. Now, we heard in previous discussions that there was going to be a cameo from someone we haven't seen. Now, I learned from WandaVision not to over-speculate. I didn't think we were going to get a huge reveal of someone, but this character has not been introduced. She is a well-known actress. That is Julia Louis-Dreyfus. She appears as the character Valentina Fontaine. I don't know anything about this character, but she has this little conversation with John and his girlfriend, and it's supposed to set up for future installments. And I thought it was cool. A cool little sequence. Julia Louis-Dreyfus, I had no idea she was going to show up in here. And she only had one sequence, and it was a surprising cameo, to say the least. We go back to our boy Zemo. Zemo only has one scene, and it's the scene with him and Bucky. And Zemo's talking to Bucky. You get to hear his theme playing, saying, Bucky, you're able to do all these things, and are you able to pull the trigger? And then Bucky points the gun at Zemo, and he doesn't. Takes out all the bullets. And then the Dora Milaje show up to take Zemo in. And yeah, that's pretty much the end of Zemo. Zemo will live out his days in Wakanda as promised, and I thought that was pretty cool because we obviously knew the Wakandans were after Zemo for what he did. And then Io basically has some errands for Bucky. Io recommends to Bucky to stay out of Wakanda for some time because Zemo will be staying there. And then Bucky asks her for another favor, and you'll see by the ending sequence of this episode. So that little exchange was very cool, but this next sequence, it is very emotional. Sam goes back to Baltimore to pay a visit to Isaiah Bradley, who we saw back in episode 2 of the series, and I was waiting to see Isaiah make a return. And Sam has a really long conversation with him about his past and why he was experimented on so ruthlessly, and him being the first black Captain America. Isaiah gives these really long speeches about how he was brutally experimented on because of his color and him as the Black Captain America name, and he doesn't want to look at the shield. It's just really powerful acting from these two characters, and Sam is able to learn a lot from him and his story, and him accepting the name Captain America. And he gives a really important line that they will never accept a black man as Captain America. This episode proves that they're diving into race, and it's a really important storyline for Sam as he has taken on the Captain America name because of his race. And I love this whole entire sequence. It is incredibly well done. Sam and Bucky have a lot of sequences with Sam's sister Sarah fixing her boat. She was gonna sell her boat, but then she decides not to. Bucky meets Sarah for the first time. They kind of have a little flirty mance going on there. Whenever Bucky meets all these girls, he just has this little flirt mance going on. And you kind of want Bucky to find a lady for sure, especially the girl in episode 1. But it's able to build a lot of character between Sam and Bucky having these conversations. They're able to respect each other and love each other like brothers a lot more. And then it leads into a heavily promoted sequence we all wanted to see, Sam training with Cap Shield. Sam is finally training with Cap Shield, and this was heavily promoted in the trailers. We didn't know if this was going to be the final episode, but it's this episode. Sam is having a full-on training mode, and Bucky's helping him out. They're having really great conversations with each other, and Sam gives him some good, tough love. Finally, we've been wanting to see Bucky have some tough love given to him because Steve didn't really give it. Sam basically says you go to these people because if you help them that they'll be okay. But he says it's not that. You have to go and help and be there for them every single time. And that really is something Bucky needed to hear. And that was a great exchange between one another. I love Anthony Mackie. He absolutely crushes it in this episode, and this whole entire training sequence is incredibly awesome. And it's what we needed, honestly, because we needed a Sam Wilson episode, and we got it here for like 5 minutes of epicness. Sam and his sister have a really great final conversation. Sam was worried that his sister didn't look up to him, and were kind of having that same agreement, but his sister's like, you were out there fighting, and you were fighting for something great. And I love that final sequence between Sam and his sister. Great little ending point here. And then it leads into the Flag Smashers. They didn't have a lot to do in this episode. And Carly and them, they're planning something. They're going to go have this little fight sequence. And I'm pretty sure we're going to get in this final episode with the Flag Smashers versus Sam and Bucky versus John Walker, which we'll talk about very soon. The Flag Smashers are able to get some people to their side in this whole sequence with the GRC where there's an alert. It seems like they'll have to do with them trying to take out these high global RC organization. It's a really intense sequence to say the least. But then we get to the final shot where Sam opens up the briefcase from the Wakandans from Bucky, and he's just looking at it. It's not showing what's inside it, but he just looks at it, and that's the end of the episode. And I'm pretty sure it's his suit. It's his new suit, and we're going to see him wear his new suit in the final episode, which they haven't shown, which is great. It definitely seems like they're going the direction where Torres will be the new Falcon and Sam will be the new Cap. I can't wait to see what Sam's new suit looks like. And then after the credit sequence, we get an end credit sequence, which I was definitely anticipating. It has to do with John Walker going full out Tony Stark, building up his new Cap suit, or his U.S. agent suit, him making his new shield, his new suit, and that's about it. You see him making it, and it's going to be battle. My overall thoughts on this episode, it was fantastic. It is definitely my favorite episode of the series so far. It's the best acted. It's got great action in the beginning and a great training montage for Sam. It is a Sam Wilson episode, and it sets things up for what's to come in the finale. We're going to get this brawl right here. Sam Bucky versus John Walker versus the Flag Smashers. And we're going to see Sam's new suit. And Sharon Carter, what is up with Sharon Carter, man? She became a lot more shady in this episode. She's going full bad girl, potentially. Is she the power broker? Who knows? I cannot wait for the finale. I'm very sad that the show is ending. And hopefully they announce a season 2, because I want to see a season 2 for the show. There you go, guys. That was my in-depth spoiler breakdown for episode 5 of The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. What did you guys think of this episode? Is this your favorite of the series, or your second or third? Let's talk about it down below in the comments. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you could do me a huge favor, hit the like button and subscribe button if you're new here and you enjoyed this review for Falcon and Winter Soldier. I review it every single week. I also do movie reviews every week on the channel and tons of ranking videos. I love movies. If you want to be a part of the community, hit the like and subscribe button and let's talk about movies. Thank you guys so much for watching. All my social media links are in the description below, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!